10 men.
Insane. Courageous, but insane.
Hello and welcome to Brand X Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing the new Expendables film, Expendables 3. What do you think about it?
Good film, liked it.
Yeah, I would say equal if not better to the first one. Definitely an improvement on the second one.
I definitely like this better than the second one.
Yeah, I think that'd be the general consensus. Definitely a better bad guy anyway, I reckon.
Then again, I was always a bit down on Expendables 2, which perhaps unfairly, but I don't know,
It dragged.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it anywhere near as much as the first one.
Yeah. I mean, the bad guy is Mel Gibson. He's like a really good actor as well. He's not just an action guy, but he's a credible action guy. Of old school days, really. I mean, I say old school, I mean like 80s.
I mean, he gets some good scenes with Schwarzenegger where it's like playing off each other and like... Stallone, yeah, what the hell did I say?
Schwarzenegger.
Damn it!
These are interchangeable, to be fair. We have non-name remembering motherfuckers, but
It is also past midnight at this point.
Yeah, we're
just nicely back in.
But yeah, no, Mel Gibson is in it quite a bit as well. He wasn't just a cameo.
Stonebrook or something?
Stonebanks, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Stonebanks.
Yeah.
I know it's all one thing.
Yeah.
So I couldn't actually figure what they were saying to him. It's like, I thought they were saying like son of a bitch or something. It's like, alright, Stonebanks, right.
Yeah, I know, he plays Stallone and he kind of slurs with it sometimes.
Well, plus it was like in the middle of an action scene where they're first going like, Stonebanks! What the hell?
Yeah. I mean, I deciphered because I've like read the name list on IMDb. But yeah, pretty much it stands out compared to them. It starts off, I think, pretty much up till a point. There's going to be spoilers, by the way. Up till a point where I can't remember.
Yeah, this is our spoiler-free part of it, which is basically it's awesome. Go see it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, the bit where Terry Crews gets shot and he's like kind of dying kind of thing. He doesn't actually die, but he nearly does.
Certainly done a lot better than the second one where they killed off like the kid.
I thought they were going to... Yeah, Liam Hemsworth. I thought they were going to do that with it, but he doesn't actually die. But that is a similar sort of thing that drives them, like they have a big shootout. But
in fairness, they're saying like, oh, we don't know if he's going to make it, but he never really like sells it in the film that he's going to die or anything. It's not like, oh, he's dead, but he's really alive at the end. They don't do anything crap like that. Yeah. It's just like the guy's on life support, the guy's pretty badly hurt, and it is.
They did that with Dolph Lundgren, didn't they, in the first one?
Yeah, I'd more equate it to that. Like, well, not even then, because you did actually kind of think Dolph Lundgren might be dead.
Yeah. And
it's not until the end where he like rolls up and it's like, you were just screwing with me, so I'll give you that information, but we're cool.
Yeah, so kind of repeating old ground, but up till that point in the film, it was pretty much more of the same. I was like, this just feels like Expendables 2. It's like lots of chases and gunfighting and explosions. We've seen that a million times before. After that point, it really does pick up. I think pretty much when Mel Gibson comes into it.
Mm-hmm. Then again, I did find some interesting stuff with the early characterisation of Wesley Snipes. Because I wasn't sure half the time if he was going to turn out to be the bad guy or join with the bad guy. Because he's a bit odd at the start.
I thought that.
So I was like, what is he going to like screw up because he's overconfident, or is he going to like mess things up because he's like a lone wolf now, or is he going to like turn on them because he's like basically screwed up? But he doesn't do that. But it's quite interesting actually. I wasn't quite sure if I should be liking this person or not.
Yeah, because he seemed a bit kind of unhinged at the beginning. But one thing I did kind of turn to at one point, because there's a bit where you see Wesley Snipes walking next to Stallone, and Stallone's wearing a beret. I just had to turn to you and say, it's Simon Phoenix and John Spartan. Yeah, so that was kind of reminiscent of Demolition Man. There's a lot of that in this.
It's the two of them team up, especially when he's got the beret on. It's look that way.
And he's like, oh, we're kind of black. Yeah. But there's a lot of that with this, because obviously...
They had like Wesley Snipes in like baggy kind of grey camo pants and stuff.
But yeah, there's a lot of that in this where you can kind of say like, this person, right, he was in a Stallone film in such and such, like Antonio Banderas, they were in Assassins, and Wesley Snipes was with him in Demolition Man, and you can kind of do that a lot in this. If you're that kind of person that likes it.
So I really liked the Doc, the Wesley Snipes character. Wesley Snipes was a pretty good performance here. A big step up from some of the straight-to-video stuff he's done, and his last major theatrical outing, which was kind of abysmal in Blade 3. Yeah,
that's probably, is it? I know there's a lot of things.
I'm pretty sure that was his last major cinema release.
Yeah, he's done. I know he did one with Tamsin Outhwaite from EastEnders. What was that one called? I can't remember what it was called. It was really terrible.
Reggae! No, I don't know, just some random, like,
no.
EastEnders quote.
But there was one good bit I like where because he'd been like locked up and he said, what did you go to prison for then, to Wesley Snipes? What did he say?
Tax evasion.
Yeah, a little bit of an injury there because obviously we got busted for tax evasion.
Yeah, basically when they're busting him out the site's like, did they actually have to do this? You know, because
Yeah,
it's out of the film, you know? Is this real footage? Are they actually busting him?
Why is he calling him Sylvester? You know? Or Sly. But yeah, no, so all that was good. Harrison Ford, pretty much handover from Bruce Willis, and
they referenced Church as having given away Doc's location so they could rescue him, because basically Doc's been in prison for like 8 years, and they're busting him out because he used to be part of. They haven't like actually specifically called them the Expendables before.
Yeah, that was.
But in this, they're like, we are the Expendables. That like skull with like a raven motif is their symbol, and all of them have a tattoo of that. Even though you only see Stallone getting it at like the start of the first one, which is a bit weird. Presumably he's got another tattoo somewhere that was just like a bigger one.
Yeah, we don't want to know where it is. But yeah, no, they kind of mentioned that. But when Harrison Ford comes in, like it's a pretty good handover from Bruce Willis' character Church, because he does actually say he's no longer in the picture, which I took as being a kind of a reference. He's not in the film, basically, the picture of the film.
I mean, our opinions on Bruce Willis are pretty vocal after Die Hard 5.
Yeah, he's recent stuff.
Harrison Ford was really good in this film.
Yeah,
he's a good actor. And like I said, I really liked seeing him again.
And he's not just a good actor, but he's done action films, like smart action films, which gives it a bit more credibility. I mean, Dolph Lundgren, we know Dolph Lundgren's
I was trying to think, where have I seen him in like the Air Force get-up? Because I'm pretty sure he's worn that in a film. It might have been Air Force One, but I was like, that's like really all like one of his.
Did look familiar.
Could have been that Clear and Present Danger or something like that. Was one like the. I don't know.
A lot of them gel into one.
Yeah.
I've seen them for a while, but yeah, his character was good. Kelsey Grammer as well. Frasier is also.
Yeah, I thought it was like a bit of an odd pick, but he's actually a pretty good actor. He does like a pretty good job as basically this mercenary fixer. Because Stallone has big history with Mel Gibson's character. They basically started the Expendables together, or he was part of the very early team of them. And basically he went rogue, like arms dealing and stuff, and basically like, well, what are we getting morals for? We're mercenaries, screw it. And Stallone's basically got more morals and doesn't like what he was doing. So they took a job to take him down, and he actually thought he had killed Mel Gibson, but he hadn't. Basically survived. And it's basically like a big face-off between the two of them. And after Caesar, what's his name?
Yeah, Caesar, gets shot,
basically like sends off like the others of his team, like Christmas and Gunner.
Toll Road.
Yeah. Basically like the original group that you've seen in the other two films. He basically like sacks them off. It's implied basically because he doesn't want to see them die. He's got too attached.
Well, he knows he's on a suicide mission, basically,
yeah.
at this point.
Well, yeah, that's what he doesn't want to bring them along for the.
So he hires a new sort of younger group of people that probably better at getting the job done, but also they are kind of.
They are literally expendable to him. He actually turns out he does sort of care by the time it comes to like cutting the strings and leaving them.
Yeah.
But the first idea he obviously isn't wanting to care about them.
Yeah, because he's kind of making a tough decision, because obviously somebody's going to have to go after him, and it's pretty much a suicide mission, so you have to kind of pick somebody that really doesn't care if they live or die, they just want to, like, chase.
Young and cocky enough to not care, because they think they're going to be fine, kind of.
But I liked him. I thought from the trailer, I thought, oh god, they're not just bringing in some like new people to get like a younger kind of people interested in the film, because at the end of the day it's like a bunch of old people, so like younger people might not be interested. So if they get
because I was wondering, like, am I just not up on like modern like action films and I don't know these actors, because I don't really recognise any of them. But no, I've looked up on IMDb. They've been in a couple of things. I think one of them was in The Dark Knight.
Twilight as well.
One of them was in The Dark Knight, but I think it was like Trader #1 or something. I don't think he was like a big character. And yeah, one of them was apparently a character in Twilight.
God. The series is
good. But then again, I think he was like the guy with the... No, I think he was the guy with the stubble who was all like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, the one who didn't like to follow orders, and in a lot of ways he was kind of...
Yeah, he was alright.
Then again, there was nothing wrong with the hacker character either.
Just the fact that he was in Twilight is bad, but yeah.
Yeah, but then again, you wouldn't know that without actually looking up and
I
going.
wouldn't know.
It's not any of the main cast.
It didn't come on screen and go, "Morning, boys," or anything like that.
Which is usually a dead giveaway that you like.
Yeah, but I'm not being hobophobic, by the way. Just
yeah, we must not fear the homeless people.
Yeah. Previous review, there's a reference there. Other than that, which other cast members have we not mentioned yet? Antonio Banderas, he was really good. Kind of playing to what he does quite well, a comedy angle. It was kind of, if you kind of imagine like the Joe Pesci character in the Lethal Weapon films, but also being like an action character as well.
Yeah, he's kind of a badass, but he's also got like, he just doesn't know when to shut up talking.
Comedy sidekick.
Because it's hinted at first that his old team dropped him basically because he was a motorbike and he wouldn't shut up and they annoyed him. But you kind of find out that these guys he's always going on about were basically his version of the Expendables. They were his friends, his like buddies, and they were kick-ass. But basically they got screwed on a job and they all died.
And he's quite good.
He was the only one who survived.
He's quite good. It's not like he's useless either. He's actually
yeah, again, because it kind of keeps you guessing. Like, is this guy actually going to be useless or is he going to be like kick-ass? And it turns out it's Antonio Banderas. He can handle the action.
Yeah, you can see it was him doing all of this stuff. There's a funny bit, and it's kind of in the trailer, but you kind of saw more of it where he jumps onto like a bit of scaffold and it falls. He's like, shit! Like falls backwards. Quite funny.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of Arnold Schwarzenegger in this.
Twice as much as the Expendables 2, I think. Twice
yeah, because basically Barney Ross kind of calls in his favour from like that he previously owes him, and he's basically has him fly him out on the mission and like drop his team off. And when he's the only one to like stagger back from the failure to get like Mel Gibson's character, Arnie like flies him out there again.
And there's one bit in the end during the final like showdown where he like pretty much looks into the character and goes, "Get to the chopper!"
Well, again, it kind of messes with you because it's got an original bit. Because basically he's like in a helicopter with Harrison Ford.
Were they in the same helicopter?
Yeah, they were in the same helicopter. Because Harrison Ford's flying it and Arnie and Jet Li have got the miniguns in the back. And at one point he's like, "Beware of the choppers!" And you think, alright, so that's going to be our choppers joke.
Yeah.
Then later on he's like, "No, you got to hurry up and get to the chopper!" And he's like, "Oh, you were waiting for that."
He looks in that camera when he says it as well.
He's like, "Wait!"
He needs to say I'll be back again.
Well, it was a lot better. That was one of the problems I had with the last film. It was like, look, we stopped dragging the action to the halt just so you can have like a bad "I'll be back" joke. It's kind of funny that like Bruce Willis is basically like holding up and going like, "No, you're back too much. I'm going to be back this time." So yippee-ki-yay. It's like it's funny, but it was on top of like another time where they'd done that, and the like other stuff they'd done, and it's like it's just too much. This film got the jokes kind of right because
balance was really good in there.
Kind of when it happened, you were like, "Wait, not another one."
Yeah, because I think the second one particularly was too much like, "I'm awesome! I've been around doing action films since the 80s! I'm awesome! I'm awesome!" And like that, kind of like, just losing the shit. In this one it was tight, it was balanced a lot better and the film felt good. And Mel Gibson's character wasn't like, as soon as he walks in the room, it's like this big like aura of awesomeness. It was just like straight up to Mel Gibson, he's a badass. And he sold, to me, because I was concerned, I thought it's Mel Gibson. He's like a really good sort of heroic figure, like as an actor anyway, to me. I'm not going to buy it, but I really bought that.
Yeah, I can buy him as like a crazy psycho.
Yeah.
I can buy him as a crazy psycho who's also like a good guy, as like Riggs. I can buy him as like a crazy psycho as a bad guy.
I thought he's like a bad Riggs, isn't he, basically, from Lethal Weapon. Which is funny, because when the first film came out, I remember watching the Lethal Weapon film series around about the time of the film and thinking, shit, I wish Expendables had Mel Gibson in. So I got my wish basically with it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like who have they still lacking, like
Steven
big action.
Seagal.
Yes.
When you say big action star.
Yeah, in all meaning that I'm a fat bastard, but he puts me to shame.
Punch of the Beast. What's the like?
Well, the actual thing was Belly the Beast, but we like Punch of the Beast.
And the Glimmer Man. What was the saying from that?
Yeah, it's like you just see a glimmer from behind a tree and then you're dead. It's like no, you see a Punch poking around the tree and then he kills you.
Ponytail.
Possibly because he's fallen over and knocked the tree onto you. No, he's done some awful films. I'm not a Stallone, not a Seagal fan. I can't stand the guy.
See, I am of his early stuff, but you're right. I mean, his latest is straight.
See, I haven't seen a lot of his early stuff. I've just mainly seen his latest stuff where he was getting like a real attitude.
Like Nico and is it Above the Law and Out for They are really quite good films.
See, I've not seen those. Most of what I've seen is like Under Siege onwards, and I really do like Under Siege, and even kind of like Under Siege 2 in its own way. But he just did a lot of crap films, and he did a lot of like really like smug films.
Yeah, there's one where it's a fairly recent straight-to-video one where kind of getting off on one, but it's all relative. Where he kills a bad guy in a churchyard, and he says to him, "Do you want to be buried or cremated?" And then the dying bad guy says, "I want to be buried." So he puts his like dying body into this like hearse, shoots it, he blows up, he goes, "You're cremated now, motherfucker." It's quite good.
You want to be cremated or buried?
Buried.
But yeah, that's the gallery. I'd be happy if they put him in a fourth one, but I think I can't remember which character it is. I think it was the Randy Couture character. I don't know if I pronounced it right. Randy Couture. I think his character was supposed to be Steven Seagal originally. I'd heard that anyway. And the Terry Crews, Caesar was supposed to be Wesley Snipes. I think. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard. I can believe it anyway. One of them was supposed to be Van Damme in the original one, but he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Van Damme was a bad guy in the second one, because he had a lot of menace and stuff. But this is a completely different type of bad guy. This isn't just some guy who's like fucked them over. This is a guy who's got like history with.
Yeah. I think you were saying before other actors that
I want
been
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, there was talks about him for this one actually, I think.
Or
Kurt Russell would be a good one.
Yeah, Kurt Russell. He's another like action guy who hasn't really.
Yeah, I know he was. They wanted to do Kurt Russell, and he originally said he didn't want to do an ensemble film, which was a mistake.
What's it? The guy from Face Off, the other guy.
John Travolta.
Yeah, John Travolta. He might be good in like an Expendables.
Yeah, I think that would be
like another action guy they haven't like tapped yet, who's from that kind of era.
Yeah. I think Nicolas Cage was doing his second one, I'd heard that, and Charlie Sheen. I know Nicolas Cage...
Yeah, Charlie Sheen would be another one.
Yeah, because I think it was Simon West, is it, that directed the second one? He did Con Air, and I think he did a couple of films with Nicolas Cage, and that was the connection there when he was kind of contemplating. I don't know how true this is, I just remember it being like talked about a lot of the time. So I'm assuming if it was being talked about, there was something kind of going through, but... Yeah, I mean, that'd just be future ones, but... yeah, for this one...
I certainly, from this one going forward, if this had been more like the second one, I might have been left with the feeling, it'd be like...
Leave it there.
Yeah, you know what, if you do a fourth one, I'll see it on video, but I'm not sure I'm going to rush to see it at the cinema, but...
Yeah.
This was good enough that if they do an Expendables 4, I'll be there.
Yeah.
And not just because I'm like a fan of these like aging action stars, it is just...
The films are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the end bit as well, because I mean all these films are like a final kind of gun down kind of thing. The first one was like around kind of a castle kind of fort, and the second one was in an airport, and this one is like a...
Yeah, they drive all the way to Chernobyl or something.
But yeah,
no, that's a crap action.
Isn't it? Yeah, it was actually finished because the ending of this was similar to...
Yeah, it did remind me a little bit of that.
It was like this old building just getting like shells to oblivion with them in it. But this was done like the action was really good, and just like the characterization and you bought the motives of the people who are doing stuff.
Yeah, like I said, I've always been impressed by the kind of like chemistry between Stallone and
Statham.
Yeah, I mean the other cast to a degree as well, but especially those two, because from the first one on, it kind of sells it as in some ways those are the core of the group. Those two are like best buddies kind of thing. I mean, you get the impression, he likes Gunner and stuff, but you think he'd be more, like, upset if Christmas died rather than Gunner.
I think they are quite good mates in real life. I know that film, I did a review of it, Homefront. In fact, have you seen that?
I don't think I have.
I'll have to watch it sometime. It's good. It was basically Rambo 4, where it was originally going to be. Stallone wrote it, and it just kind of got mothballed, and then he made the film with Statham in it. So I think they have got quite a good like working relationship, those two. I know obviously, I kind of imagine it would have maybe started when Death Race came out, the remake, because obviously Stallone was in that and he probably watched it and thought, hey, this Statham guy's pretty good kind of thing. It kind of built from there, I imagine, anyway. I mean, they might have been friends before. I didn't know this actually, Harrison Ford and Stallone were friends like in the 70s, like when they were kind of up and coming kind of thing, like struggling actors. So I think it's fairly easy for him to kind of say, right, I've got rid of Bruce Willis, so I'll call it a favour with Harrison Ford, kind of thing.
Yeah, he does the same job that Bruce Willis would have done.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure. In some ways, he's not that like interesting in, like, say, Expendables 2. But I'm not sure how much of that was the church character or how much was him.
The actor.
Yeah, just like the actor's like attitude that he's got. Because he wasn't like bad in Expendables 2, but I was just relieved it was somebody else. It was somebody animated. It was somebody who obviously. I mean, he's in a fair bit of the film because he meets with Stallone at least 2 or 3 times to like discuss the job, like taking down Stone Bank. And he's also there at the end, so he's like basically flying this attack chopper that's got Jet Li and Schwarzenegger in, who kind of show up at the end to like help out.
Yeah, Jet Li's working for Trench, that's
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger's character.
Yeah, it's like a weird bit at the end with us two like really gay.
They're like doing this, they're like, It's like, what the hell? It's like a couple of shots, but they're not quite doing that. It's like,
wasn't he wearing your shirt? Like,
yeah, he's like wearing like a really sort of summery like shirt, and then they're like, it was like for like 2 shots as well. I can just imagine like shots like, let's pretend to be gay.
Oh, should they let it in the film?
Put it in the final film. You should be funny. It's like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Are they actually supposed to be gay?
Or just Stallone was a bastard to him. It's like, don't worry, Arnie, mate, we're not going to put it in the film. Put it in the film. Bastard!
Like sometimes when you're like messing around camera before we start doing the review, you're like saying, yes.
Like, don't put this in the film. Or I'm like specifically like, yeah, just cut that.
I'm going to edit it.
And you leave it all in, and I'm like, you.
I'm going to edit it into this bit now of you doing it.
That's in advance then. Oh!
Yes.
It's got to start that way.
There's going to be a montage of all this.
A montage of jizzing.
Yeah, so.
Oh.
Yes. But yeah, no.
Yeah, one of the things that I would like to mention. Basically, there is a chick in this one again, kind of like the last film. Nothing wrong with the chick in the last film, but definitely this time around, I bought that she was kind of physically able and like capable of like kicking your ass like she did. Basically, she's like a
MMA, I think.
Yeah, mixed martial arts, like ultimate fighter person. And she was kind of attractive, but she was attractive in a really muscly, I could buy that she could kick my ass kind of way.
Yeah, she was just sort of bendy, flexible, like pretty face kind of girl.
Yeah.
She was like, when you could see she had like muscle when she's like being like held up, and you can see her arms, she's actually got like quite a bit of muscle kind of thing.
Yeah, when she's basically like grabbing a guy and snapping his neck, you could buy that she could actually do that if you pissed her off.
Yeah.
But then again, she actually cleaned up quite well in like, she originally see her as like a waitress kind of hostess. Well, that's what you're supposed to think, she's like the hostess. But no, she's the bouncer because she like
She wasn't going to bounce though, yeah. She just like walked straight into a fight there. She didn't even like try to like.
Yeah, she just basically demolished them.
That's
but then again, she obviously knew why Kelsey Grammer was there, so she was showing off. So.
True, yeah.
Yeah, the last thing that I noticed, which was like a weird reference, I don't know if it was just because they forgot to like blur it out, but when they basically like got Mel Gibson and they've got him in the back of the truck, there's like quite clearly like a Mass Effect jacket in the background. Basically like the N7 Special Forces, which are pretty... If you know Mass Effect, you'll know what I'm talking about. So it was like weird to see like a real weird product placement, because they don't kind of draw attention to it, but it's definitely there and it's like really clear. It's like watching something and suddenly seeing like a Rebel Alliance kind of like logo in the background and something, be like, why is there like a Star Trek thing on that wall? Like, what the hell?
I wonder what the connection. Probably a connection. I'm sure I have to look it up.
Yeah, maybe one of them was like a big fan of something. So I just assumed it like belonged to the hacker guy because it seemed like the sort of thing that he might be into.
Yeah, it seemed like they were going for a bit of a younger audience thing, or demographic anyway. With like, because obviously a lot of the older, I mean, it's like slightly older people like us compared to like some of our like mates who are a bit younger, probably wouldn't really be interested in seeing it. Because they didn't grow up with like Schwarzenegger films. That'd be like when we were like younger, like seeing something like Charles Bronson or something like, well, I don't really know who he is. But I mean, I do now. But
yeah, I wouldn't mind going back and seeing some of those films now. We can try and see what all the fuss was about.
Yeah, but I think that's about it. We're about to cut it short because we're out of time. But
yeah, basically, great film. Really recommend it. I'll certainly get it when it comes out, and I will go see your fourth one. So
yeah. We will be reviewing either next week or the week after it comes out, Sin City 2 when that's out. So
looked pretty good trailer.
yeah, they showed the trailer for that.
So the trailer sold me a bit more.
Yeah, I've read the books. They're and some of the stuff in Sin City 2 isn't based on the graphic novel. It's new stuff for the film, but bits of it are. So it's gonna be interesting. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be reviewing that at brandxreviews.com. So if you want to check that out, and also I think we'll just be reviewing all the stuff that's coming out as and when. So I think that's about it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.